all right, so you already made some money with Amazon FBA. Maybe you made 1,000, a couple hundred. Maybe you've already made 15,000 on the platform. You understand this business works. Congrats. That's obviously a huge thing to go out there and make your own money just from a business that you started, even if it's just reselling products online. Now, you are probably also looking to take this to the next level, take it to a stage where it's a lot more sustainable in a business that you can actually produce consistent income off of, can potentially quit your job and use this as your full income, or just a business that you want to keep even on top of your 9 to 5 as just an extra source of cash flow, whether you want to buy yourself a boat or invest in real estate, invest in stocks, whatever you want to do with it. You just want some cash flowing business, but you want it to be actually sustainable. Well, that's what I'm going to go over in this video, is how we're going to be able to transition over from the more old school reselling way, the way that even I started myself when I was getting going. And this is what most people kind of discuss when it comes to arbitrage on Amazon versus the sustainable reselling way, and a couple different things that you can start implementing into your day-to-day activities to help you actually do that and allow you to pivot into a more full-time role inside this business, or at the very least, just a more role where you continue to do this for the next several months. You get to a stage that your business just produces income for you. Like, you don't have to sit there and always source inventory anymore. I'm going to show you examples. I'm going to show you legit everything you need to do, but also like show you how my system works and kind of how I'm able to have so many consistent products being sent to me. Okay, just to give you an example, okay, I've already done videos on my virtual assistant. That's a big one aspect of it, but the other side of it is like the lead tracker, right? How are we actually tracking leads? I'm going to show you in this video, and I'm going to show you, just from the other day, I had 6 new leads pop up that were able to be purchased, and I get at least 4 to 7 a day. And out of those 6, 4 of them were buyable, actually extremely buyable, really, really good leads to buy. So I didn't literally have to do anything else. So that's the one thing we need to get you guys to. This is something you actually want to take seriously. You need to be able to go from the old school reselling way of Amazon to the sustainable way. And I'm going to show you exactly how we can do that today in today's video. So one thing we need to go over is, how do you actually switch your approach from your day-to-day activities inside the business from old school to the sustainable way? And the old school way is, right, a lot of sourcing clearance, a lot of like one-off sales, things that you can't really replenish. Whereas the sustainable way, what we're actually doing is we're sourcing things at retail cost. And this is usually dependent on the niche you're looking into. So if you are looking into, like supplements, beauty, things like that, a lot of times like you kind of have to get them either off clearance or off of like a really, really large sale that's not always running. A lot of tools kind of go like this too, like the big name brand things. As far as other products and brands and stuff that we source at retail cost, these could be like books, replacement parts, grocery, a lot of other niches like that you kind of have to look into if you kind of want to start tapping into these. And when I mean evergreen deals, these are websites that will run these welcome 20 codes, welcome 25 codes that you can consistently recycle with a catch-all email that allows you to generate unlimited emails. So, websites like Vitacost, iHerb, Walgreens, these are all examples of websites that have these evergreen sales. So whenever you do source inventory from there, and you get them for a 20% discount, you can actually go in there and replenish these items when you need to buy more units. Okay, this is what I mean by switching your approach, right? We don't need clearance. Okay, clearance is cool. You can make a lot of money on them, but they're never going to be sustainable long term. You're going to always be chasing the next win, and I think we both know how that's going to end. It's going to end in disappointment from several parts of the year when they're not really popping that well. So the next thing, again, is like sourcing in stores. A lot of people still are stuck sourcing in stores. You need to pivot this to online. I'm telling you, you're going to have way more stability, way more consistency. You just have to learn to source a little bit differently, right? Again, we're not going to like clearance sections. It's very easy to do so in a store and find some things, but it's very hard to scale versus what we're doing. Everything is being purchased online, right? So we have a lot of consistency. These items are replenishable. The items my VA sends me are replenishable. Items that I find myself sourcing with methods like Product Finder, reverse sourcing. These items are typically, again, not coming from crazy deals, so I can replenish them very easily. That's the big switch we need to be making here. Like, that's the number one thing, and I'll highlight it a little bit more, is taking our approach from one-off buys to buys that we can actually be buying long-term. Because a lot of people think that with an arbitrage business, like, we're chasing cash back, we're chasing clearance, and that is far from true. Okay, that is one side of it. This is the old school way, but there's another way of doing this, and it doesn't require this. And I'm going to show you examples in this video of just items that are examples of this, point blank, just so you can actually see for yourself that this stuff does exist. And there's so many items. When I was looking for products in this video example, I was finding so many of them that met this criteria. It was actually pretty insane. And again, One of the biggest things here, and I made lots of videos on this in the past as well, but the old school way is not tracking leads. I didn't do this for the first year and a half. I didn't track any of my old leads. I didn't track any like leads that I found that were very close. And I really wish I did, because my database would probably be double the size of what it is right now. And I'd have even more products coming to me. And again, I made a video on this, but the more products you have coming to you, the higher your ROI is going to be, because you have the freedom to choose what items to buy. You're not chasing whatever you can find, right? That's what you don't want to be doing, because if you're doing that, you're making bad decisions. You're buying things on shaky data, and you're just buying them just for the use of spending money and trying to get something into your store. Whereas the sustainable way, again, we have a massive database of products that are being tracked, and these products are able to be replenished. I'm going to show you again an example of an item that was alerted to me literally yesterday, and you can just see like how much potential it has today, and how good the Keepa chart looks, and how bad it looked when I originally started to track it. I maybe started tracking this thing like 3 months ago, so it took about 90 days for it to come around. And again, guys, with this model, you have to feed it in the beginning, and then it's gonna water over time, and it's gonna sprout into something that's just prints you money, and it literally feeds you items to buy. You just need to, again, make sure you're doing this correctly right off the bat. So again, like if you're brand new, or even if you made a little bit of money but you haven't done this yet, this is gonna change the way your Amazon business runs. I promise you. The old school way is, again, like very low inventory control. So this kind of goes back to not having a lot of products to choose from. You're buying whatever you can buy just for the sake of buying it, to have something in there. So you're settling for 20% ROI with a massive spike in offers, or even like a 35% ROI with a huge spike in offers. And it's like, it's not the best sign. It's like kind of probably going to tank in price, but you buy it anyways because you have to buy something. And yeah, you have terrible margins as a result. Again, whereas we are able to buy very high ROI products with predictability, because we only buy the best ones in our database. Like these products in our database, we've probably already sold before, so we've already placed a test order on them, and maybe we didn't replenish them, but now they came back up and they're profitable again. And we've already sold them. We know they sell really well, except now we're selling them for way more, and we're making way more on our money. And we're buying these with the offer counts going down. So these items are staying profitable for so much longer, and our risk here is virtually zero, because there is no pattern of offers going up. Like it's just a kind of a dead product for most people, and we can capitalize on them. That's the whole goal of this, is to capitalize on these products when there's not other people selling them. And another big thing that I made tons of videos on is not having a spend goal structure. Like this sounds stupid, but I'm going to say it again. I'm going to say it in like every video. This was the number one thing that took me to my goals my very first year, was having a spend goal, sticking to it and hitting it, having some kind of structure behind it. Again, mind you, the first month of you hitting your spend goal is the hardest, because it's all new items. Month 3, 4, month 10 is the easiest thing in the world, because you're having these products fed to you, and you just need to go and spend your money on them. Just make sure you're consistently doing it on, at the very least, a weekly basis. And again, with the sustainable way, this is the first thing I do with students that come on, is we establish that spend goal, and then we get on sourcing calls together, and we hit a good chunk of that spend goal right off the bat to kick things off. And then from there, it's like, hey, here's what we need to hit the next couple days, within the next couple weeks. And once we're able to hit that, the results speak for themselves. Like you spend money, the sales come in, as long as obviously you're buying proper inventory, and inventory that actually looks how it's supposed to on a chart, right? Like not a big spike in offers. You want to see offers going down, pretty much stable price all year, but like some kind of fluctuations to at least show us that it's arbitrage. And you can actually see this exactly what we did with my student Yusuf. This was his very first month right here. He actually joined another program, and they didn't teach him a single thing. He couldn't even get ungated. And yeah, this was the 15th of June, halfway through the month, already at 4K. He's gonna finish at least 10K for the month of June right here. And this is his first real full month of actually sending an inventory. And this is the exact same thing we did, right? I told him we're gonna hit his spend goal. He hit it a lot quicker than he anticipated, because guys, sourcing is very easy when you're using the correct methods of sourcing. It's actually very easy to find a lot of products with proper indicators like shrinking offer counts. You just need to utilize the correct tools the correct way. But yeah, just insane how quick he's able to blossom. And again, the reason he was able to hit these numbers, right? The reason he's going to hit this $10,000 in revenue is because we set out to spend $5,000 worth of his capital on inventory. And that's exactly what we and him did, right? That's what we did. We stuck to it, and the numbers are going to speak for themselves. So now that we know that these are the different switches we need to make, what's the most important part of this? Well, I'm telling you, the most important part is going to be your spend goal, but I've made videos on that. The other aspect to this is actually tracking your leads and doing them properly. So I want to show you 3 different things that we can do. I'm going to show you a product that I would start tracking today, show you exactly how I'm going to do it. And I'm also going to show you a product that I was just alerted for, and you can see just how profitable it is and just how good the chart on it looks. And this is what you can expect for yourself too if you're able to implement this. And here's what you can start doing today. Track products, which we're going to go over, set a spend goal, which I've already mentioned, and also source daily, guys. Like, look, you need to be spending time on this. I say this in every video, but it's so true. You need to refine your skills. You have to learn the arbitrage market. The easiest way of doing this is reverse sourcing, and then eventually pivoting over to something like Keep a Product Finder. Once you're able to find opportunities inside of reverse sourcing, take those opportunities, put them into Product Finder, and capitalize on them and just explode your search. I met with another student yesterday, Matt. We were sitting down. I told him to go get a bunch of auto approvals. He did. Found some brands, and we were able to dive into some tool brands and literally just do brand searches inside of Product Finder. And we were pulling out 10 products per brand just like that, because again, Product Finder is such an important tool, but we can only do so once we're able to identify an opportunity. And again, the easiest way to do that is just reverse sourcing, because you're going to learn all these new brands and you're able to capitalize on them just like that. Now, when it comes to tracking products, first things first, I'm going to show you a product that I was just alerted for, which was this product right here that we can actually buy for retail cost with an evergreen coupon. So going back to what I was talking about here, what we're actually doing here is we're sourcing retail at evergreen deals. It's exactly what this product was right here from Vitacost. We're buying it from them at a retail cost, and then we're adding about a 20% discount because they have this welcome code that we can continuously recycle. Again, as long as you're actually recycling it smart and you're not just buying orders every day, right? You have to do this a little bit smart. Usually it's like 1 order every single week. You're good to go for those. But just to show you an example right here, these are selling for about $22.36, and we're paying about $8 after everything's all said and done. So numbers here look absolutely fantastic, but the best part here is actually with the way this chart looks, right? Look how crystal clear this chart looks. If you don't really understand how to read Keepa charts, you might not know what I'm looking at here, but if you have been doing this for a while, you can look at this and say, wow, this is a amazing chart to that is gonna for sure produce us income here, and is very, 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 very low risk, right? Because as you can see right here, the offers have gone from 47 all the way down to about 7 today. So like way less competition. Price has gone up a little bit. Price will probably continue to go up by the time we get this thing checked in, and we're gonna make a lot more money for a lot longer. We can even place larger orders on this now because I'm way more confident of this being profitable for a nice extended period of time, kind of like it was right over here from about September all the way to about January until the offers really spiked. So right, this is like a good about 4 months of just people making a ton of money on this listing, which is exactly what I'm going to expect to happen right here for the next several months. And I'm able to capitalize on this now because of systems that I've done months ago, right? This item I was starting to track right around the January, February mark, and it's now resurfaced as the offers were falling, and now it's an excellent product to buy and jump on. And again, I didn't have to do like any extra work to be able to track this thing down. Now you might be wondering, how do we actually set these alerts? And I'm going to show you an example right here of a product that I probably would begin tracking and my reasoning to tracking it. If we look at this product historically, this has been a product that has just recently began to be an arbitrage product, and we can see the offers are extremely high. Now, obviously, this is something that's not profitable today. We're buying this for about $11.50. So it's not anything we want to be buying, but we can see back here historically, it usually sells about $29.99. You know, even down here at about $24, $25, like even at $24.99, we're still at a pretty good price of, you know, product that I probably would want to buy, you know, as long as the offers are trending down. So it's very simple. All I want to do in this example right here is come over to track product, and we can actually go ahead and adjust this 2 different ways. We can actually track the offer count dropping, or we can track the price going up. Now, this is up to you, however you would like to do it. I sometimes do the offers, I sometimes do the price point, but a very simple way to set this alert is literally to just come in here, adjust this price to about maybe $23.99. Whenever it hits this target or more, I want to get alerted for this. I'll set it to 10 years, and you're going to go ahead and hit start tracking. And then from there, it's going to send you an email. It's going to ask like for your email in there, and then you'll get alerted for it whenever it hits that target. This could be next month. This could be in 8 months, but doesn't matter. We've already identified this opportunity of a clear arbitrage product because the seller is going up. So I just want to be alerted for when this is a good time to buy. And I'm literally doing this as I source all day long when I'm sourcing. I'm constantly finding items that look like this, that are very tight, that are close to being profitable, but not quite there, setting alerts for them. And I'm just feeding this database over time. So this is a little thing that you start to do, and then it turns into this huge, huge, huge database of items that you're being alerted for. And this business gets so easy when you're able to do this. on top of obviously good sourcing methods like, again, product finder, reverse sourcing, getting really good at those and feeding that system. So I know you've probably already made some money with Amazon, but if you are really looking to transition out of there, I'm telling you, take my advice here. Just do this sooner than I did. I wish I would have done it sooner, but I'm glad I did it because now I literally never have to worry about products to sell. And I'm doing arbitrage, guys. This isn't wholesale. This is literally arbitrage. There's so many items out there to buy. And I know a lot of these wholesale gurus out there will tell you that it's not a business or that they're the only ones that are able to buy consistent inventory. But guys, we're also able to buy consistent inventory. It's just not the same products all the time, but we have even more access to products to buy because, again, we're able to track these types of things. Now, if you've already been doing this or you really want to do this, this is something that you actually want to get into, and you feel like you just need some additional help, you need some support, or you just want me to hold your hand through this whole process, I do have a one-to-one mentorship program where I literally do this whole entire thing with you. I show examples like this in all my videos, but guys, I work really close with my students like this. They're able to help them skill them up really quick with just auto-approved brands, and then from there, we can take that into more brands as they get some sales and start building that criteria and start building that rep with Amazon. And of course, they're seeing these in-depth sourcing methods to help them find products really quick on their own and build this database of their own. If you're serious about Amazon, you want to make this thing work full time, and you want to just get through all the BS and just get straight to success, and you are ready to work, then booking a call down below. It's a free consultation call. We'll run you through exactly what it looks like, how I can help, and what your goals are. And if everything aligns, then we'll get started ASAP. Let me know down below if you have any additional questions. Also, feel free to message me on my Instagram. I'll see you guys next week. Take care.